You're pan, right?
Yeah.
So you date guys? Yeah. And you date women, trans and non-binary people? I mean, kinda. What do you mean, kinda? You don't know how to talk to them and they scare me because they're pretty?
It's more of a we're open to it, but we don't because they're pretty. I've seen this from bisexual people and from pan people because solidarity, I guess, but also because it's just easier as a woman to find men to date and as a man to find women to date, even if that's not the only gender you're attracted to, you know? It's just easier. Hello, BabyQueers, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing some pansexual TikTok and some bisexual TikToks. I think mostly pan, though. But either way, you know the deal. Before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll check out some TikToks. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's go.
As a bisexual, being with a man who dresses very feminine, yesterday, he left the house before me, and I borrowed one of his purses. And I texted him, and I was like, hey, babe, can I borrow one of your purses? And I felt bad leaving. I felt like I was stealing. But I'm like, he's never said no, you know, so of course I'm sure I can take it. But, like, being worried that your boyfriend is gonna get mad at you for wearing his little purse? What a bisexual problem to have.
That is a very bisexual problem to have. Or a very my boyfriend is bisexual problem to have. I'm not sure. Maybe both. Because, yeah, I mean, if your partner's sharing clothes or like accessories or like bags and stuff just makes sense. You know? Because that way you have like double the closet space. That's just queer math to be like, well, if you can wear both your clothes and the other person's clothes, then you have double the clothes. That's just how queer math works. And yeah, go ahead, take his purse. I mean, letting him know and be like, hey, I'm taking this purse today is still like, it's still technically his purse, so fair, but worrying about it is a very bisexual problem.
What's the difference between bisexuality and pansexuality? And at the end, why this is so controversial. First off, bi does not mean you like two genders, and pan does not mean you like all genders. The Bisexual Manifesto, which is the most critical piece of bi history, says that being bi means liking genders the same and different from one's own. That does not mean just two. So many bi people are attracted to all genders, and many are not, but gender typically does matter to a bi person. And pansexuality is attraction regardless of someone's gender, so gender doesn't matter at all. It's about their personality, pan personality. So what's so controversial? First, many bi people think all pans are technically bi. Since being bi means liking all genders the same and different from one's own, all pan people fall into that category technically, and bi people feel that pansexuality may contribute to bi erasure. And many pans disagree, saying they're more comfortable using the word pan. It's a younger community and newer term, and it highlights the fact that gender is irrelevant from who they're attracted to.
But doesn't pan still mean all? But either way, it's kind of, it seems like a very useless debate, because if someone just feels like pan describes their attraction better, then go ahead and use that label. You know? And if someone doesn't care and just thinks bi is easier because, well, people at least heard of bi despite not believing it's real somehow, you know, then go with bi. Like, it honestly, sometimes it is just kind of a preference, you know, which label you would rather choose. Because, yeah, if you're bisexual, you can still literally be attracted to anyone, regardless of gender, even though their gender might play a role in the attraction, because your attraction to men and women just might feel very different to each other. But honestly, kind of debating on whether pan or not as well, it seems weird, you know?
Is pansexual like being gay or different? Well, honestly, as a pansexual, I don't feel any different than your average person.
Unless you're cooking, because then you suddenly feel very different. But to be fair, I'm glad I'm not pansexual, because I will use a pan for a lot of things. Like, I couldn't even make ramen without using a pan. So it might cause some issues. You know? I'm not even sure why I saved this TikTok. I'm really not sure why I saved this TikTok. But I guess just because it had some cute pan art. And honestly, it's not even because I'm one of those people that didn't know what pansexual was and then heard it for the first time. I was like, wait, you're into kitchenware? What the hell is going on? Not because of that, but I've just seen so many memes about being like, haha, I'm attracted to pans. Like, I mean, just like the last video, you know? That maybe we just need more pan art. I don't know. I really don't know why I saved this, but the queer art. We're just gonna say that.
Oh, so you're into pots and pans, haha.
No, we like people. Pansexuality to me, it's liking someone for who they are as a person, not their sex or their race or their gender, but really the person and who they are themselves. Pansexual people see, obviously, race and gender and identity, but we don't really account it. It's not something that matters. I only see the person and who they are and their personality, and that's what I fall in love with. When I came out, it was incredible, so accepting. I have two dads, very supportive people. My friends were LGBTQ way before I came out. Coming out wasn't the issue. The issue was finding out what I was. I think that's the issue for a lot of pansexual people. Because of this, I believe that pansexual representation should be further represented in media.
I'm attracted to people more than what their body may be or how they present themselves. Pansexual wasn't really a thing. It was more of a, I don't know, floaty concept, I suppose. For a while, I didn't really accept that part of myself. When I was at school, there was a lot of stigma against people that were gay. You couldn't look around the changing rooms without someone saying, oh my God, she's looking at me, she must be a lesbian. If I hadn't been open to these experiences, I definitely would not be the person that I am today. So I'm super grateful for that.
I mean, honestly, generally this. People like coming for any kind of representation and being like, well, but you have gay characters now, that's enough, right? Because in a way, yes, like there are a lot of things that might be communal and that there's like a lot of feelings that might be communal, like wanting to be seen and understanding yourself, you know? And yeah, understanding yourself might be easier if you see someone that is like you or has like very similar experiences. So yeah, seeing a gay character, if you're a lesbian, might still be cool. But seeing lesbians and not like soft porn or worse kind of over-sexualized lesbianism, you know, is gonna be better. And same for anything else, like any other orientation, because being trans is for a lot of people kind of like hard to understand in themselves and accept about themselves. Same with like being bisexual or pansexual or asexual. It literally doesn't matter what the orientation is. It's easier to understand and accept about yourself if you see it somewhere. It's like, wait, I'm not the only one who feels like this. You know, and it's not about turning people queer. It's just about the queer people who are actually queer not feeling ashamed or scared of that part of themselves, you know? This one I just saved because it's silly. Just that. Because do I think it looks horrendous to put on this much Pride merch? Kind of. But listen, if you want to get all the Pride merch and wear it to Pride or wherever, I'm not even coming for it. It's really bright and really colorful, and as you can tell, I'm a really colorful person. I'm actually wearing a queer frog tee again. But that's literally the only non-black item I'm wearing right now. So anyways, it's silly, and it's kind of a cute video. And you just know that they have these kind of pride items or pride merch for any orientation, probably. And that's cool.
Oh, you're Pan? That's so dope. I am just Pan.
We need more of this joke. Because yeah, the kitchenware and literal I'm attracted to pans is kind of starting to get old. It's still kind of funny, but it's kind of getting old, but this is cool.
Oh my gosh, you guys are twins! We're actually not twins, we're sisters. But you guys literally talk at the exact same time.
What? No, we don't.
And you have the same moves.
What? That's so crazy.
I'm really confused right now.
Why?
You know, I kind of appreciate the trying to be helpful and being like, this is why pan and bi are different, but I also really just appreciate the kind of poking fun of it and just kind of making fun of the fact that so many people seem to be confused about why there are two labels or what the difference is. Because yeah, honestly, yes, from the outside it might seem very similar. It's like you're attracted to multiple genders. Isn't that just like all the same thing? So honestly, it's fair. And this is one of the reasons why pan and bisexual seem very like the same thing to me sometimes, is because people have like the same kind of, you know, negative connotations associated with it, or pull the same kind of weird things out of their ass when talking about it. It's like, oh, you're more likely to cheat. Oh no, you're probably just straight and doing this for attention. Or oh, you're suddenly a lesbian because now you're dating a woman instead of a man. You know, those kind of things. Like, someone's sexuality really isn't defined by their relationship status or their relationship history of who they were with previously or who they had relations with previously. That's really not how sexual orientation works. Because guess what? Sexual orientation isn't about what you do, it's more what kind of attraction you feel towards people. You know? Is this kind of like neutral? It's like, I really don't care that you're pansexual, but fine, I'll make you new earrings. Because you asked nicely. Because yeah, honestly, these are just kind of cute. They're a little like, you know, I know that having kind of things as earrings that aren't necessarily earrings is kind of a lesbian thing. But just having cute cake earrings seems fair for any orientation, really. there you go. I kind of love including these, so I included 2 when I find them, because yeah, maybe you figured out what your orientation is, and maybe you're just not ready to really come out to people, or like you're out to your friends but you're not out at home, and you don't want to like risk your parents like catching a glimpse of your lock screen or something and then immediately know what's going on, because guess what, most people don't know pride colors. Like, if you just have a rainbow, people will get suspicious, but if you have like specific pride colors, people will probably not know. Like, cishet people are kind of oblivious to flags. Like, even people in the community, and even probably me, because I have a terrible memory. Like, if I know what a flag is, I might still forget it, you know? But, like, especially, like, cishet people aren't gonna know what pride flag that is, or even that it is a pride flag, and not just a, oh, yeah, I know, I found this picture, and I thought it was pretty, you know? So, I really like including these when I find them.
Every friend group should include a bisexual, another bisexual, a third bisexual, a straight white guy that will inevitably realize he's also bisexual.
I mean, it's kind of a thing that queer people just flock together, even if they don't know they're queer yet. It's just kind of a thing. It's just happened too many times. Just consistently. So, yeah, you might have a token straight person, but the token straight person might also come out as bisexual a few years later. Because they're like, guys, I'm sorry it took me a while, but I'm not as straight as y'all thought I was. And they're probably like, yeah, no, we kind of figured. We just wanted to give you the space to explore it on your own, you know, but we kind of figured you're not straight. So yeah. Is the other straight person you're in love with actually straight, or are they also like 3 minutes away from realizing that, oh wait, but men?
Where you get your grills from?
I got them from Johnny Dang.
You lying?
Yeah.
Where you really get them from?
I got them from my jeweler.
I like you, man. You lie a lot.
But honestly, depending on the person, saying, oh yeah, no, I'm bisexual is probably going to be a lot easier. Because why do people care so much? I still don't really understand. Like, I like knowing someone's queer too. Because a lot of time they'll be less weird about certain things, about your own, like, queer identity, you know? But if you don't know the specifics yet, or if you don't feel like the specifics are important, or you just don't want to tell me yet, I don't care. I really don't. So honestly, even if you just lie, because it's just easier, because most people will just go off and, like, people are already weird about bisexuals. We've been over this. They like being really weird, especially like if you're a man, it's just like, oh no, but you're just gay and you're afraid to say that, right? And if you're a woman, it's just like, oh, you're just doing it for attention, or because your boyfriend thinks it's hot, or, you know, bullshit like that. Yeah. So even saying you're bisexual will still get you some weird comments with most people, but if you say, oh, aromantic and bisexual, people will be even weirder. You know, because I'm like, no, but that's just now you're just lying. Like, you can't be two things. That's just fake. You know, because people are strange that way. So whether or not you like someone lying, I find it very understandable that people do in these cases.
So I know that people who are pan are attracted to people of all genders and don't really care what so much gender is, but why does their flag look like this? You know, it actually makes me really happy that you don't think pan people are just people attracted to pans anymore. Like, oh, really? You mean it? Yeah. And I'm glad you asked. The pansexual flag was created in 2010 by a person named Jasper V. Jasper wanted to create a flag that would help distinguish pansexual people from bisexual people, as well as help create visibility for pansexual people, and make the community stronger and bring everyone together. The pansexual flag is made up of 3 stripes. The pink stripe represents people's attraction to women. The yellow stripe represents people's attraction to non-binary people, people who aren't a part of the binary, and all genders under the sun. Hey. And lastly, the blue stripe represents people's attraction to men. Hey. And even though every pansexual person is represented by the pan flag, not every pansexual friend is the same as another pansexual friend. We love all our pansexual friends! Yeah!
First of all, I'm kind of confused by how someone can talk so slow but still be so hyper at the same time. I don't know how that's a thing. But that's just a side note, because I didn't, honestly, 2010 is not that long ago. It's really not that long. It's been, 14 years. Which kind of makes me feel old, but it's really not that long ago, you know? And to kind of think that people really still are so unaware of it is kind of funny to me. But people seem to be oblivious to a lot of things, so it is what it is, you know? And the explanation is also just cute. The way this person explained it is just adorable, really.
Hey guys, let's talk about my sexuality. I never thought talking about my sexuality would be a hot take, but here we are, let's get into it. For starters, I don't feel the need to identify with a label. If you do, that's good for you. For me, I'm very flexible. If I'm talking to somebody within the community and I think they can understand different terms, I will let them know I'm pansexual. If I'm not sure they're going to understand that term and it's a more casual passing environment, I'm fine with somebody saying I'm bi. If it's easier for them to digest, okay. On the other hand, there's a lot of biphobia and assumptions about promiscuous behavior. So if I feel like they're going to be judgmental or have a fetish for it, I will use the word queer. Using the word queer is good for these types of people because they don't really know what it means, and notice that it tends to kind of freak them out. If they're freaked out, they won't ask any more questions and they will move on. I use the word queer 90% of the time. Other times I'll use the word gay. I don't really care what you think. For me, gay is an umbrella term, similar to queer. It's less umbrella-y, but it still works, in my opinion. The only time I use the word lesbian is if it is in association with my partner. For example, we are a lesbian couple. I just don't really feel like there's a need to say that we are a lesbian, pan, queer, unlabeled couple. We're a lesbian couple. I'm not a lesbian, but we're a lesbian couple. You can put me in whatever box you want to put me in because I don't put myself in any, and honestly, it's freeing.
This I probably just included because people like being confused and be weird about labels. Because again, if you want to choose a label, if choosing a label kind of helps yourself, because it's like, oh yeah, no, this is close enough to my experience that it just makes so much sense to me that I want to pick this label. Cool. If you don't know your label yet, but I want to find a specific label to go by, cool. If you don't feel the need to, because it's just well, I'm just gonna say I'm queer. It's kind of pan adjacent, it's fine, but I usually just use queer. Then also cool. Because, yeah, I could spend 15 minutes kind of taking apart my attractions and explaining it in detail. But why do other people care so much about who or when I'm attracted to people? So, yeah, I will usually just say I'm queer because people just assume I'm bi, though. I will say that. And I don't really care enough to correct them because, yeah, maybe bi is close enough. Maybe pan is close enough. Maybe it isn't. But it really doesn't matter too much. So, yeah. Pansexual? No. E for everyone. I think we literally included this meme before. I love The Sims because it's basically just a bunch of pansexual people speaking gibberish and setting their houses on fire. The pansexual agenda. Pretty sure we also had this one before, I'm telling you. Because I never played The Sims, but that seems accurate somehow. People or people. I love these. Oh, do I pick this one or do I pick this one? Because it usually kind of ends in me saying just pick both. But especially if they both say the same thing, just pick both. Why do you have to choose? Just try pressing both at the same time and see what happens. You know? But honestly, we love pansexual memes. I think it's been a while since we actually done like bi or pansexual memes, but I definitely included all of these before. It's not even a, oh, so you're attracted to pans, right? It's more of a, but which specific ones? Which seems kind of a question like, not like a cishet person. The cishet person would pull the, wait, you're attracted to pans or like kitchenware? That's, I'm not leaving you alone in my kitchen ever again, kind of thing. But this kind of being like, oh, but what kind of pans are you attracted to? Seems like something a queer person would kind of ask as a joke, to kind of ask if they have a type or something. Because, yeah, pansexual people might still very much have a type. And it seems like a queer person would be like, oh, so what kind of pans are you into? You know? To kind of start a conversation about types or something. You know, is it just me? Because that's the kind of vibes I was getting. I mean, I'm trying to help break the stereotypes, that's why I do these videos, I guess. Although it's more of a trying to give queer people content to relate to, even if it's not like my specific identity, because I've done videos on like queer women or lesbians or gay men, and I'm not those things. But like especially the lesser known, or like especially outside the community, lesser known identities like pan or even bisexual, because y'all just got erased way too much, or like aro ace. I like doing those to kind of give people a chance to see content that is kind of close to their hearts, really. Because like especially if I include TikToks of people of those identities, you get to see people of their identity, or just memes made by those people because I thought they were funny. You know, but also kind of to maybe help break stereotypes, because I don't know why it's such a thing. Like with bisexual, like I said, the bisexual things, or like the things people say to bisexual people, are kind of different for men versus women. But why is it such a thing that like non-binary in a lot of people's eyes is just like woman light, you know? And it's like, wait, male, like assigned male at birth non-binary people exist? No, that sounds fake. You know, that kind of thing. And with pan people, I don't know why it's such a thing that people like being like, oh no, that's such a woman thing to identify as. Like, why? What? That doesn't really make sense. But okay. And to be fair, a lot of queer people do dress kind of alt. Kind of regardless of like orientation. Like I've seen a lot of queer people kind of dress in a way that isn't considered mainstream. So I'm not sure I want to help you break the alt stereotype, but kind of. Because if you're pansexual and you want to dress like the typical masculine guy or a really feminine woman, because that's just what feels comfortable for you, then go off, honestly. But still, you know? Anyways, that was all the... Actually, I had a few bisexual and pansexual TikToks. I hope you enjoyed them. And I will see you guys next time in a few days.